This episode of Gripping Golf is brought to you by Sycamore Ridge and Senior View.
All right, welcome listeners to another exciting episode of Gripping Golf Podcast. We are here out at Sycamore Ridge, sitting with the 9th green behind us, and we all three have a beautiful view of the cart barn. It's absolutely amazing. It's recently been painted,
freshly painted,
and my hat is off to whoever did that. Yeah. So Clayton, great job selecting the person that painted that. I think you probably spent hours, if not days, if not months, thinking about it.
Let's not discount the fact that the roof is new too.
The roof is new too.
That's right.
You're right. Shame on me for not looking up. I have a hat on. I did not even notice that. But yeah, we're here. We've got Clayton Casatorto. I'm saying that again correctly.
Yep.
Such an amazing person that we love so much, that is so gracious to us here at Gripping Golf.
What does he do, Billy? What's his job
He is
title?
the general manager here out at Sycamore Ridge and does a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Just absolutely gorgeous. He's, well, you're gorgeous, but you do a gorgeous job. It's just awkward. Why do I keep hitting on you? But I'm married to a woman. So is Clayton. So there's nothing wrong there. Dave is also married to a woman. You two have kids. I have no kids. But yeah, so we're out here. And Clayton, you haven't been on the show for a while, but we typically start off with what we've done in the last week or so. So I played 36 holes on Sunday. I played 18 out here at Sycamore Ridge, and then I had to trunk slam it and get over to Creekmore and play with the family. It was a lot of fun. I shot 78 here and 79 out at Creekmore. Eagled number 11 for the first time in a long time, and I was pretty happy. So I didn't lose any money, didn't win any money. So nice. I was a draw, but it was good week for me. I feel like I figured some things out. And then I dethatched my front yard yesterday, and I have a huge blister on my thumb now. Should have wore gloves. There's a message to all you kids out there. Always wear gloves. Always wear gloves.
Yes.
There's love with gloves.
Yeah.
Glad to see you're working hard on the pod and off the pod.
Thank you. Yeah, on and off the pod. Yeah. So, Clayton, what have you been up to? You said you got to play golf this week. How'd it go?
Yeah, played a little golf. Actually played well, which I was surprised because we've been very busy out here, so I've spent a lot of time in the office and running tournaments and doing those sorts of things. So when I got out, had a chance to play Nick and Tom, who you've had on before.
Yeah.
We had a nice fun round of golf. That was great and played well.
Let's pause for a second. I'm going to interject for 1 second because there's a tournament coming up. Can people still sign up for the Spring Hill Invitational?
There is, and they can. Yeah, if you have a GYN membership and you're looking to play in a fun tournament here locally in Spring Hill or the Kansas City area, feel free to call us. 913-592-5292 is the number to the golf shop. We can get you all signed up. All we need is your age and GYN number and name, and we'll get you going.
Man, that's awesome. Heck yeah. Sorry to interrupt your story there, but it just made me, when you mentioned Tom, I just kind of, we got to talk about that Spring Hill Invitational tournament.
Yeah, that worked out perfectly. I mean, we were playing with Tom, so we got to go around and check out some of the hole locations he may be marking it for the tournament. So,
can you please tell me what they're going to be?
Oh, yeah, beforehand. Yeah,
they're all sucker pins. I know it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they're all Tommy pins.
He can get to, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're all the Tom and Nick pins.
Yes.
Is Nick playing? I don't even know. Is Nick playing?
I think Nick is playing.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so we were out there just kind of hitting some shots, and then when we got to the greens, we'd obviously putt out, and then after that, we'd try and find some spots where we think the tournament holes would be. We'd have some good hole locations. So we're excited for that tournament, and it's going to be a good turnout. Yeah, it'll be very fun.
Good. So your round went well then, is what you're saying.
It went well, yep.
Promising. Yep. And you got a tournament coming up, is that what you said earlier?
We had the tournaments just happened a couple days ago, Olathe Health Charitable
No, I mean for you personally.
For me personally, yes. Yeah. We got, I'm playing with a couple of our employees here. We're going over to Shadow Glen.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to get to play a nice golf course. We've got it's a shamble. It'll be a pro and 4 amateurs. So we got gathered up some employees here and a couple other people, and we're going to go over there and hopefully give it our best shot. I hit some balls today and hit the ball well, so that might not be a good sign for the
yeah, exactly. It's like a good warm-up, and then you go play 18, and you're like, what the heck happened? Yeah, I hit everything perfect on the range. Yep. Now I don't know what to do. So, Dave, what about you down there?
Man, I've still been stuck in child sports activity circle. I have not touched a club in a swinging capacity in about 3 weeks now. So
he'll come out and shoot 72.
Plus some, probably. But, the golf's been a little bit dry for me, but that's all right. I probably needed a break anyhow. So
Did you? Did you answer that question truthfully? Did you really need a break?
I think my body needed a break.
Your body needed a break, huh? So your
if
body
you
is saying no, but your mind is saying yes?
People who have met me in person know that I am not in peak physical condition, unlike the two gentlemen sitting to my left.
I probably couldn't run a mile right now.
Yeah, I couldn't run to the parking lot right now. That's a big hill. I would pass out before I hit the clubhouse.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
You'd make it.
I haven't played much golf, unfortunately, but that'll change this weekend. I'm going to kind of go a little bit crazy. And then I got a couple weeks off in October. Plan to do that as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to be out here, I think, in sometime in October. Yep. Surprise, shocking. We'll be playing Sycamore Ridge.
Weird,
it never
right?
Never.
Never.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to playing this course. I've seen it a couple times online and listened to some guys that talk about it all the time, too.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
look online for the best rates, right?
That's right.
That's right.
Sycamore Ridge Golf Club. Golf course? Golf.
Yep, sycamoreridgegolf.com.
Golf.com.
Yep.
Okay,
Nice.
I always screw that up. I always want to say golf course because it's just how I roll. What do we got today, Dave? What are we talking about? Well, we have. I think we pause for a second and talk about. We just recorded a prediction for the Ryder Cup.
We sure did.
Where we're going to skip over birdies and bogeys today because we've already done it. So if you want to listen to that, download the previous episode. It's episode 63 with Clayton, who's amazing, and really had some very insightful thoughts into the Ryder Cup. And probably in 2 years, we'll be playing on the USA team. So it's incredible.
That'd be nice. We'll see if I qualify on points.
Yeah.
It just takes one major win, right?
That's right.
Exactly.
Unless you're Phil,
just got to
I guess.
qualify. Yeah.
So normally this is where we jump into my wife's favorite segment.
Yeah. Did Dave buy something? Yeah.
I actually did, but we're not going to talk about it right now because it's not in hand yet. So instead, what I'm going to do is last time we left everybody in suspense with my friend John, not John that we co-host with, but the other John, one of 1,000 that I know.
He's not here today. We should mention. We mentioned it on the Ryder Cup one, but he's fine. We know you're all worried, but he's just had a prior commitment, which I'd like to say he totally forgot about and said he would be here, and then he totally didn't come.
He totally bailed on us.
Yeah.
And so if you hear me talking more, that's why.
He's so good at
it. So anyhow, my friend John sent in some questions. We talked about gimmicks and gadgets and stuff out there and some philosophies. But he asked an equipment question as well. So his question is this. Your discussion on putters the other day led me to think about this. There's a large amount of difference in the price of putters. Is there a huge difference between the brands of putters that warrant such a difference in price? Obviously, there's a difference in styles, blades, mallets, etc. What about brands? He sees the difference in the drivers and irons and the performance in all those, but what about putters? So what do you guys think about that?
Clayton, you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Go for it.
Oh, okay. I think yes, absolutely. There's a difference in brands. There's a quality aspect of it. A Scotty Cameron putter is just built. You just can feel the difference. There are some good, cheaper putters out there. I mean, I can't name a ton of them, but I do believe that you stand by quality, specifically when it comes to putters. I think there's a significant difference in the putters versus when you get up into maybe some driver technology, specifically in your big brands. Your big brands, it comes down to personal preference, feel, shafts, and stuff like that. With putters, to me, you're going to feel a little bit different when we did the reviews of the TaylorMade TP Hydroblast and then the Scotty Cameron Phantom X 5.5. Did I get all that right?
You did.
Wow. There was a significant difference in the sound and then the feel of those. So it's all really comes down to feel and how much you want to spend on it. I mean, I still go back to no matter who I talk to, if you like it, it feels good, and it looks good in your hands, you're probably going to putt really well. Just let it fit within your budget. You don't have to buy the best putter in the world. The most expensive putter in the world is not going to make you a great putter. You having the putter that fits your eyes and sets you up and stuff like that is going to make you a better putter, and practicing.
Right. I think confidence in the putter is huge. Also, if you're going out and buying that $400 putter and it's not fit to you in terms of shaft or in terms of, toe hang, you may not make putts, and then you're wondering, well, why did I pay all this money? But if you go out and spend $400 on the right putter that has the right toe hang, the right shaft, everything that fits you, the grip that you like, whether it's a blade or a mallet, it's going to be worth it, right? It's going to come down to the feel. There's a lot of different putters out there when you talk about the type of stainless steel that they're cast from. So, you know, I think when you're spending money on the right places and you're getting the right shaft and everything that fits to you, then it's worth it tenfold for sure.
Yeah, I think that's an underestimated or undervalued aspect of golf is getting fit for the right thing. I mean, I can attest to it with the driver this year. I just always played stock shafts, and Dave shamed me into getting a better shaft, and it's resulted in so much better progress in my driving. I'm hitting the ball straighter, further, and same thing with a putter. I should probably look at that and get fit for a putter as well, because you're okay. All right.
After reviewing as much footage as I have from our product reviews
of my putting stroke,
your putting stroke is superb.
Why don't I make more putts then, Dave?
It's a mental thing.
Yeah, it is.
We talked about that on the last episode.
I got a lot of mental demons in there.
Into the cup.
Yeah. And that's true. I think, you know, I appreciate that you say I have a good putting stroke. I work on it a lot, and I want to make more putts, but it's hard. Game is hard, man. You still got to get the ball in the hole. Because you have all the right, you know, maybe the latest and greatest. I was going to go back to Clayton's point of the materials in a more expensive product you can tell the difference. You're going to feel it. You're going to look at like the stainless steel, as Clayton was saying, you know, forged versus cast and stuff like that. You're going to be able to tell the difference. Yeah. So speaking of putters, that what is that new Scotty that just came out?
The Phantom 9 triple black.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That thing looks amazing.
I know. Yeah. I'm actually going to send my Phantom 5.5 in for a blackening, because I've been thinking about it for the better part of the year. And
triple black.
It's going to happen now. So,
wow.
But yeah, so.
I never thought about doing that. It looks good.
Man, it's going to be awesome.
So Johnson County.
Yeah. But, you know, I think you both are absolutely right as far as the putters and things like that. For me, the very first thing with the putter is it has to look right.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't look good to you, then it's not going to work. And, you know, as far as price points and things like that, you look at John Johnson, he's playing a lost and found ping putter from 1990, whatever. Mm-hmm. And he makes a pretty decent amount of putts with it.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't have to buy the most expensive putter. To Clayton's point with the toe hang and things like that, getting yourself fit, putter fitting has come an extremely long way in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, everybody goes and gets fit for irons, drivers, woods, and things like that, but the putter often gets forgotten. But find one that fits for your stroke. Get one that's an appropriate length, so you don't look like John standing 10 feet away from the ball.
It's terrible.
His putting stroke shouldn't work, but it does. It's fascinating.
Works for him.
It works for him, absolutely. I don't think Hank Haney would teach that in one of his classes.
I think John should write a book about his putting stroke and see how many he sells.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, he's planning on one, remember?
I love that we just keep talking about him.
Yes. Well, I mean, he's always here in spirit, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yep. Totally.
But like I said, the man makes putts when he needs to, and that's what matters. So, you know, find something comfortable in your price point. The things that you're going to see with the more expensive stuff is different materials, the different types of steel, carbon steel, stainless steel, and the milling. The milling gets a lot more precise once you start getting into those things. Scotty Cameron kind of started the whole craze. There are putter makers out there. There's Swag. There's Swag. Byron Morgan. Swag, by the way, is what I purchased. It's on its way. It'll be.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Wow. How did you get so? There's nothing ever on stock on their website.
Yeah. Well, you have to go places.
Oh, okay. I don't want to know. Yeah. Okay.
And Facebook pages is all.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but once you start getting into those higher end things, the milling, Bettinardi's upper end stuff, the milling. I mean, he mills stuff for military weaponry, literally.
Wow.
So it's super precise. That's what you're getting in that higher bracket. But I will tell you right now, a Cleveland putter that sells off the rack for $130, the milling on it, the feel on it, it's almost as good as some of the upper level ones. So go to your golf store, try out the putters, just get on the putting green, hit a bunch. If it looks good, if it feels good, and if you're dropping putts, that's the putter for you. Mm. Don't worry about spending $500 for one.
Why are you getting a new putter?
Why wouldn't I get a new
I don't know. You love the putter you have. You're putting well with it.
Yeah, but why wouldn't?
Well, I guess if you haven't gone and checked out our YouTube channel, there's a shop tour of Dave's shop that he does all these fascinating things with club re-grippings or reshaftings, and he shows all of his putters in there. There's a lot of them.
I do
get lost.
Yeah,
you could get lost.
It's funny because I filmed that a couple weeks ago. It's already outdated.
Yeah, half of them don't exist.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. So that's the life, like I said, of an importer and exporter of golf goods.
Go see Dave.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got a couple putters that Dave's worked on. He does some great work too. But I can see where Dave can get out of hand at his house when he's got the ability to do all those things to a putter.
But then it's like he won't let me have a new putter. He's like, no, you don't need a new putter. You're fine.
Well, I mean, if you want one,
no, I don't.
Here's what I will tell you. So after reviewing tons of footage for upcoming videos on our YouTube channel, tons of
subscribe.
Billy has a perfectly straight back and straight through putting stroke.
Perfectly.
I know this because the camera is right behind his ball, and the putter comes right into the camera, and it goes straight through and blocks the shot on the other end.
You never know if I make putts or not.
Right, you never know.
Surprise!
But it is perfectly straight back and straight through. The type of putter you have, the Scotty Cameron Newport, it does have some toe hangs, so it is to accommodate more of an arcing stroke. So if you were going to get something new, I would say it would have to be something, not have to be, but something that's more face balanced than what you have.
Gotcha.
Because then you won't be fighting as you're trying to go straight back and straight through. That's what a face balanced putter will do for you.
Look at me. I just learned something. I had no idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
I should probably get a new putter. Babe, if you're listening.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I'm never going to tell somebody not to buy another putter. I will try to keep people from going down the same road as me. I've got a friend that he says he's putting out of his mind with his current putter, and he's got bids in on other putters on eBay.
Wow.
I'm like,
this Did Dave buy something segment is just bad for all of us.
It is.
It's growing to did anybody buy something?
Just, you know what? Try to live vicariously through me instead of like trying to
instead of
up.
doing
it. It's not an arms race, and I just have a problem, and I'll readily admit it. So.
That's so good. Yeah. That's so good. All right, so meat and potatoes. Are we into? Let's get into
the meat and taters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got Clayton here, obviously, and basically we wanted to just ask you some questions to sell yourself as a golf professional and sell the golf course,
or just sell himself.
Yeah.
I mean, not necessarily as a golf professional.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm an open way.
Okay, look at all these people. We'll start the bidding at $1.
Yes. So I got a list of questions here. I'll let you take a look. I'm going to start with some softballs. Okay. So we're here, 9th hole, Sycamore Ridge Golf Course. What is your favorite hole on this course and why?
My favorite hole would probably be number 13, just because it's not a long hole, but you've got a lot of options. There's Nick Rodina, who you've had on this podcast before. He's a guy that likes to take driver every time on that hole, right? And he'll try and bang it down there as far as he can. But the thing that I like about 13 is that you've got a lot of options because, for me, I like to lay back a little bit and then have a comfortable yardage with a pitching wedge or a 50-degree wedge in, compared to Nick will try and drive that thing up there around the green, and if he hits a great drive, he's got a nice little chip shot, but there's a lot of bunkers on that hole around the fairway and around the green that, if you do get a little squirrely with the driver, you can get in trouble. So I like that hole just because I think when you're out playing a match, that hole can be a big difference maker.
Oh, yeah. It could swing either way for you really easily.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's a good green. I mean, it kind of domes towards the middle, and then you've got a fall off there towards the back. You've got a fall off towards the front. So 13 for me is probably my favorite. I like that whole lot.
That's good. I like that choice a lot. For me lately, I've been attacking it with driver a bunch. Even drove it and still 3-putted for a par, which was amazing.
Yep. It's a great risk reward hole. So if you take driver and you make it, then hats off to you. You're in a great spot.
I think being in one of those bunkers is a great miss. I mean, if you're not in the fairway, it's a narrow fairway up there, and so getting in one of those bunkers,
unless you're not good in bunkers.
There you go. But
because it's deep-walled bunker.
It is, but I feel pretty confident from those bunkers specifically. I think that there's a couple spots, to Clayton's point, that fall off in the back. Being in that front bunker or even the front left bunker, not great choices at that point. But I think getting up close to that green, specifically, it is drivable and you can be pretty darn close. I think it's a really good reward for me of just pull driver, hit it. Yeah. Unless it's brutally into the wind.
Yeah.
Then it's kind of like, I don't know. Yeah. Might hold back.
I don't have the firepower to drive it from the blue tee box. I can get there on a good day from the white tee box.
Yeah, you should break out your super speed sticks, and then you might have them.
Well, I should probably lose 20 pounds too, but there's a lot of factors going.
That has nothing to do with it. Look at John Daly.
Yeah, but he's like, okay, so
Nicotine.
Maybe I don't need to lose the 20 pounds, but I do need to gain some flexibility to get there.
Okay, there you go.
Is that fair? Is that fair?
Okay. Fair statement.
Yeah, but that green is heavily fortified. There's bunkers all on the right side of it. There's a bunker on the left side of it, and if you go long,
long is
you're dead.
Jail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So and you can't really go right because it's all native grass. So it is a crazy good hole. But for me, walk up to that tee box, it's a 3-wood every single time.
Yeah. I've never seen you really hit driver on it.
No. Why would I? It brings too much trouble into play for me.
You're probably thinking about a putter. That's why you probably don't.
Probably. Yeah. Maybe I'll just use my putter off the tee box.
There you go. Yeah. What do you want me to answer? My favorite hole?
Yeah. Do you have a favorite hole out here?
Oh man. I love 3. 3 is I just so pretty. Such a pretty hole. I don't play it great all the time, but it's just so aesthetically pleasing to me. It's such a pretty hole to get up there and look at it. Yeah. And just in that back tee, the blue tee and the black tee are just amazing. I just think it's such a gorgeous setting, especially at the evening. This time of year, you get back there and it's just the sun's right in that alley, and nothing feels better to me than hitting a 3-iron straight down there, and it's 80 yards from the green and just huge. I just makes me feel big.
Yeah. That hole's another automatic 3-wood for me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a tough hole. I mean, it's a tough hole.
It's a very difficult hole.
It's drivable too, but I just don't. I've never pulled driver on it.
Yeah.
I don't. Maybe once, but rarely.
So for people listening, this hole, it's an elevated tee box. It's got nothing but dead space in between the tee box and the fairway, and a creek right before the fairway, and the fairway gets continuously more narrow as it gets to the green, and there are rocks and trees on the left side.
I don't know what the carry is from the blue, but it's got to be 2. It's got to be.
I think it's just under 200 yards.
I was going to say 190 or 200
probably.
Yeah. So
it's aggressive.
It's a tough tee shot, and the wind is always blowing left to right on that hole. So where I get into trouble is I try to aim left and let the wind push it back, and then I hit it further left. Yeah. So I'm very familiar with the drop zone on that hole.
My favorite thing was I've brought some people out to play, and you get on 1, and it's narrow. It's not incredibly narrow, and then you get on 2. You're kind of like, whoa, okay, this is for real out here. And then you get on 3, and the quote I always hear is like, does it ever stop? Do we ever get out of the trees? And you're like, yeah, after maybe the next hole, you're kind of out of them for a little bit. But yeah.
And that's what I just love about this course. It's everybody says it's 2 different courses. It's really 3 different courses. The first 4 holes are
vastly different.
So hard.
Yeah.
And then you finally come out of the valley, and it's still a little bit tight, and it's still pretty challenging. And then you get to the back 9, and it's wide open. So it's really 3 different courses.
Swing away.
That's why I like the challenge. My wife's always like, why do you play the same course over and over again? I'm like, it's never the same.
Yeah. Because it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never hit the ball the same.
Right. Yeah. I still have putts to this day. I've been playing out here forever, and I still have putts to this day. I'm like, I've never had this putt before.
Does that mean you're getting better or worse?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. Next question.
Yeah. All right. So another softball for you. And this is a plug for the Bunker Bar and Grill. Right?
Oh.
Yeah. What's your favorite food item?
Oh man, it's tough. They've got a lot of good food. I would tell you though, the first item I go for when I'm going for lunch or something is the divot basket.
Yeah.
The chicken fingers.
Yes.
Oh, they're so good. And then you got to get it with barbecue sauce and honey mustard. That honey mustard here is good. It's a game changer.
Yeah, it is good. You guys make that in house?
The honey mustard, I do believe we do. The barbecue sauce, no.
Okay, that's amazing. Dang. Yeah, that is good. I'll tell you what, the fries out here.
Oh, my gosh.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
The best fries in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what that extra, crust is on there.
Yeah, it's got a good crisp to it.
Great crisp.
Yeah.
Never change those.
Yeah.
I don't care what Mitch says.
The divot basket is definitely where it's at. The burgers are great, too. Can't complain about that. And the hot dog at the turn.
Hot dog at the turn, baby.
Right. The birdie dog.
I'm a big club guy. I like the club here. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's meaty. It's hearty.
Well, if you look at you versus me and you see that I'm eating chicken tenders and cheeseburgers and
That's
you're eating wraps, it makes sense.
I'll have an apple.
Yes. If I'm not getting a hot dog at the turn, I'm getting a honey bun.
That is true. Like when we first met, that's what you would do every time.
Absolutely.
We get done and you
get
get
a sugar rush.
That honey bun in there.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Okay.
That's how I came back and beat you.
You get a hot dog. Shut up. Do you get a hot dog every time?
No, I don't.
Okay. I was gonna say, I've never had the sausage. Isn't there Italian sausage in there?
Polish.
That's what it is. Yeah, Polish. Yeah.
Yeah.
The difference between the Italians and the Polish.
It's all sausage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sausage.
You got to get that grease missile to get that back nine going for you, right?
Lube the joints.
Exactly.
I've heard pork actually doesn't do that. It inflames the joints.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know where I heard that, but I've heard that recently.
That must be from like the Beef Council of America.
Probably. Yeah. Eat more beef.
Yeah. Let's be kind about what we say about beef with Clayton here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Eat
Sorry.
beef.
Whoa.
Make sure you do
Yes. Yes. Comes from a family of
That's right. Yeah.
cattle farming.
Oh man.
Yeah. So the fancy, you probably raised like fancy Wagyu beef in Northern California.
Angus cattle, grass-fed,
Nice.
grain-fed,
Ooh.
all the good stuff, So we've always got a freezer stocked full
I was
of
just going to
steaks,
say.
So
Oh.
that's, yeah.
Well, we need to
Grew
be over
up
at
on
Clayton.
that.
We should start doing the podcast at Clayton's house.
I think so.
Yeah.
Have them
That's a
feed
good
us
idea.
that
We can do that.
grass-fed Angus.
Is
Pull
that
the
steak
Traeger
done?
out, yep.
Yeah. Oh, you got
Pull
I
the
got
Traeger out, and gets to cooking. Oh, yeah.
Man.
We can have a good podcast
That's
there.
how he hits big bombs off the tee.
Yeah.
It's
Big
steak and
bombs.
eggs. Steak and eggs.
Do you do your steaks in a cast iron?
No.
Oh man, that's what I do. I do cast iron, throw it on the Traeger,
You get
finish
that
it.
crust on it.
Really?
Oh yeah,
That nice crisp crust on the outside.
super duper hot on the stove. Sear one side, flip it over, throw it on the Traeger, let it finish there. So good.
How do you cook your steaks?
Like temperature wise,
Yeah.
I go between medium rare and medium.
Okay.
For if I'm out of the restaurant, I'll say medium rare.
Uh-huh.
Typically comes out medium. At
Right.
home, I get it to. I'll do 125, 130, maybe 135 internal temperature. So turns out good.
Yeah.
What's your favorite cut?
Well, I let him finish his
Oh, me?
no.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
My
Sorry.
favorite cut's filet.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
he's
a big
fancy.
ribeye.
Oh, it's ribeye all the way.
Ribeye for me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A medium ribeye for me.
Medium, really.
Yeah, I can do medium, and if medium well is fine. If I cook it well done, I'm very upset.
Best ribeye in town, hands down for me, is Farina, downtown Kansas City, or extra virgin.
I haven't had either of those,
So good.
but the ribeye at Jay Gilbert was to die for.
I'm sure it is, but you need to go try the two that I've just had, and I'll go to
will.
Jay Gilbert's.
I
so.
will. So and how do you eat your steak, Clayton?
Medium.
Okay.
Yeah, medium. My mom, my wife are more towards the medium rare side. I don't go that
Yeah,
way.
I
Really?
can't,
Oh,
I
so
can't quite
good.
go there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. So I stick to the medium. I like to, especially with a fillet. I think fillet with a medium.
Oh, you can't overcook
some,
a fillet.
Yeah.
Some potatoes with it.
Yes.
Oh man.
Meat
Now
and
we're
I'm
taters.
hungry.
Yeah.
I'm hungry
Yep.
right now. Let's get some chicken tenders down here.
Yes. 3 divot baskets and a wrap
and a ribeye.
and just a huge tray of fries.
That's not going to be enough.
Yeah. All right. So what you're saying is we're gonna start getting steaks out at the Bunker Bar and Grill.
I think
yeah.
so. That's what I
Yeah.
heard. Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
try and get that in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just for you guys.
Steak night.
Yes, just for us. All right. So let's start getting into a little bit harder hitting questions here.
Not softballs.
Yeah, we're done with the softballs, right? So
I'm scared.
well, I guess this is
No, I got 95
still a
coming out
little,
now.
Yeah.
this is still a little bit of a softball.
How are you going to
but-
stay in there?
Right.
Yeah. Stay in there, Clayton.
So let's go with this one. Name something that Sycamore Ridge offers KC area golfers that other golf courses don't.
Oh, that is a tough one.
I think, like you mentioned, and most people that have played this course, is you're getting a different environment every time. There's not houses out here. It's almost like a resort type getaway feel when you're out on the golf course. You're not really seeing other golfers. You're not seeing houses. You're not seeing anything. So when you're out here, you're kind of getting a different experience than you are when you're in town. You're also, like you mentioned, you've got the first 5 holes that are completely different. The next 5 are completely different. And then you get to the back 9, which is completely different. So you're really testing your game when it comes to that. And then there's not a lot of trees when you get to the back 9. So the environment of the changing winds, you gotta kind of know how to flight your golf ball while you're out there, and definitely hit the ball straight. Stay away from those hazards. So not a lot of courses around town that I've been to that I've experienced kind of that same thing where throughout the round the environment changes on you so much.
Yeah, that's very true. I would only add on to that is I think you're selling yourself short on your customer service that you guys provide out here.
Thank you.
I think that's why I come out here. is you guys are, it feels you're very welcoming. Everyone is, hey, Billy. Everyone says hi. And of course, it's because I'm famous because of the podcast. But no, I've always loved coming out here because everyone's just so nice. You do a great job of hiring the staff, training the staff, just the outdoor services, everything from the range. You got a giant range. I just think you guys do a tremendous job out here.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what we shoot for. Ever since I got here, when Ben Perry was the general manager, that was the first thing he preached, was he wanted to have the best customer service that you could experience. So I always, when I went over to Swope and then when I came back here to Sycamore Ridge, that's the first thing that I try and teach to our staff as well. Now, even as it changes, that the first thing we're trying to cover is great customer service. Because if you treat the people right, they're going to come back. Yeah. And we're going to have a family-friendly environment, and people are going to want to hang out, and that's what we want.
Yeah, and Billy has said it before on previous episodes. You come out to the golf course for an experience.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the first thing you do is you walk in the clubhouse, and that's it.
Everyone knows your name.
Right, and if people are sniping at you because, for whatever reason, maybe they're having a bad day, well, that's the first thing you're going to remember, and probably the one thing you're going to take away is the course was cool, but the staff was a bunch of jerks. So I'm never going back out there.
The
hot
dog was good, so I guess I'll come back.
The grease missile at the turn was fantastic, and I heard they're getting steak.
Yeah, exactly. What night is that going to be, Clayton?
Whenever you guys show up.
Ribeyes and fillets.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh.
Grass-fed Angus.
Yeah.
There's a sign, you've seen it out on I-70. It says Angus, the business beef.
I haven't seen this.
The business breed. Oh, it's like a sign on the side of the road. It's Angus, the business breed. So
nice.
Whenever I hear that, that's what I think of.
Okay.
Yeah. Man, there's nothing to look at between here and Manhattan. So
no, there's not. Well, you get past Manhattan, it's horrible.
Yeah, get past Manhattan, it's even worse.
Yeah. Do that drive too many times.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you're the general manager now. You alluded to the fact you used to be the assistant pro out here under Ben Perry. What's the biggest challenge you face on a daily basis as the GM?
Since I got back here, the last couple of years, you guys know COVID is the biggest challenge. Mm-hmm. And, the landscape of golf has totally changed. There's more people in the game of golf. There's new golfers. And so just dealing with, we used to have, we were making this joke the other day, a busy day would be 120 golfers, during a weekday. And now we're getting 5 to 6 days where we're up over 200 golfers. So COVID has been the biggest challenge just because the golf landscape has changed so much. Just making sure that we're still providing the best customer service we can with 200 golfers coming through the door, and then lessons each day, tournaments when it comes to, the weekends we have charity tournaments and things like that. So I'd say that's the biggest challenge.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. And so related to that, because that was actually going to be my next question, is how COVID impacted that. You must have seen the questions beforehand.
It's like you sent it to him.
I got tipped
off. It keeps
off.
happening.
Yeah.
It keeps happening.
And he put thought to it.
Yeah.
It's unlike John and I when we're on a podcast, if we just dismiss the message.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Dave organized the questions again.
Well, Clayton, I appreciate you taking the time
whoa,
to read it.
Whoa.
Anytime.
Okay.
Yeah. I expect better from my friends, but no, I won't get it. So
you can always improve.
Right. So you've doubled the number of golfers that are coming out on a given day. What does that do as far as like a maintenance impact? I know that's probably more of a Paul question, but obviously as a general manager, you're working with the budget and stuff like that. Is it more time, more resources, money, all of that? And how is that impacting the course overall?
Definitely all of that. We're putting more time, money, resources into all of the facilities when it comes to the range, because the range is seeing a lot more people. The golf course is seeing more golfers each day, which means more cart traffic out there. And so, yeah, Paul, and as you know, a lot of the businesses right now have a tough time hiring people. And so that's probably the biggest, another struggle there is just getting, enough staff, especially on the maintenance side of things. So that way we can get out there to those troubled areas and work on things. But, as you'll see, as we get into the fall here, people start to go back to school, or we have some, part-time teachers that come out and help us throughout the year, and then now they go back to school, so you get a bit short-handed. But Paul's done a great job this year at getting the course in good shape, and then now as we get to the fall, just prioritizing what he wants to work on a little bit at a time, so that way, the course is in good shape and we can keep going.
Yeah. Does he have any big projects coming up?
he's actually leveling a bunch of the tee boxes.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, he's put together a list, and that's something I'm he's probably tired of hearing it from me, but when I go somewhere, it's just tee boxes are kind of the presentation of the golf course, right? It's the first thing you step on. It's the first thing you notice. Yeah. So just seeing a good tee box kind of sets you up to what to expect, right?
Yeah.
So there's a couple tee boxes that over time, the course is now 21 years old. That over time they've just kind of become crowned, or there's a lot of the white tee boxes out here, which for the tournaments is the most oftenly played tee, and so there's just been kind of a lot of damage to those. So as you'll see on number 10, the next time you play, he's ripped that one up yesterday. They started.
Oh, wow.
They're leveling that.
That's awesome.
They were going to reseed it. And so the one over here on number 9 that he did turned out perfect. And I think to the ones that really needed it, like he's got on his list right now, it's going to be a big difference when it's done.
Heck yeah.
That's fantastic.
That's great. That is really good.
Yeah, it's because it stinks going up to a tee box, and you may need to hit a cut, but you're sitting on a tee box that's
got a fan
draw,
coming
right?
down here. Yeah,
some random guy from Arizona
that's
just moved here.
They can't get enough of me in Arizona.
Big in Arizona.
Big in Arizona.
So you also talked about the fact that you mentioned lessons. So are you seeing a huge uptick in the number of lessons that you guys are providing on a daily basis?
Yeah, a very big uptick in lessons, which is great because a lot of the lessons are new golfers. I have a couple lessons, one in particular that just picked up the game of golf just because her kids are into the game of golf.
Heck yeah.
And she wanted to be able to play with them and spend some time on the golf course with them. So that's the type of story that I like, and I like to teach those type of people, because if they come out and they get lessons and they're doing it to spend more time with their family members, I'm all for it. And and they're gonna get better. They're gonna have fun on the golf course, not just topping shots or laying the sod over shots. So that's the type of thing that I like.
We all do. Yeah, that's so great. That's awesome. That's really good to hear. Like, I love hearing the fact that the game is growing. I mean, and I think it's due to so many things. I mean, unfortunately, I think it is partly due to COVID, and that it was a big push of something that a lot of people could do, only could do. Golf courses were open as a recreational sport, but then I think there's a big resurgence of. Not resurgence, but a surge of simulators. Like, I've noticed there's a bunch that are opening up in Kansas City, and I love it. I love anything to grow this game. That's why we do the podcast, is because we just want to be able to help spread that love.
Spread the love.
Spread the love. Should have worn a glove when I dethatched the yard. Yes. Gosh dang it.
Absolutely. So going on from lessons, and this is kind of a question for both of you, but I'll start with Clayton. Since Billy is a former professional, what's something that you're seeing from these lessons, a real common mistake that you can talk about that might help the listeners if they hear it?
As you could probably guess, it's just a lot of golfers, especially starting out, have a over-the-top swing, right? That right elbow gets up there high, the shaft angle gets steep at the top, and then you're just kind of cutting straight down on top of it, right?
Chopping wood.
Yep, exactly. So one thing, just to kind of simplify it, a lot of my new lessons this year kind of come from baseball, right? I see that most. I mean, I came from baseball. I see the same thing. You're coming over the top, that elbow's flying, and that swing's going towards left center field, right, or left field, and you're hitting that big slice, or you're getting the club face square and you're hitting that straight pull, just dead left. So that's the biggest thing that I've seen. One, the best way to fix it is I like to put a golf glove under my right armpit. And if I can feel a little bit more connection there with my right elbow, it's not only going to shorten up your takeaway, but it's going to keep that elbow in to where now on your downswing we can change that shaft angle, right? Instead of straight up and down, now we can get a little bit of lean in there so that we can have some more lag coming down. You can lead with your left hand rather than flip that right hand over the top and cut across it.
Sounds like you're talking about my swing.
Or is he talking about how you cast when you're fishing? I'm a pro at that now. Yes. I've caught 2 trout, and nice.
About to be on the tour with that. So it's amazing. I mean, I went from like a 4-inch fish to a 13-inch fish. I mean, that's a pretty big improvement.
That's exponential.
So, exponential growth, and it's just going to keep compounding.
Yes,
so it's going to be amazing. So I'll probably retire in a couple of years.
Yeah, well, you can at least feed yourself now.
You
taught a man to fish. Now we're getting philosophical.
And I know where stakes are, so it's just amazing stuff. So I would agree along a lot of what Clayton would say. I would say along the same lines is that to me sounds like very much an upper body swing, and just I think the fundamental aspect of people getting into the game is they just don't know how to engage their lower body of understanding how that swing works. I always, with younger students, I always embrace the heel up, which was basically turn and lift your left heel in your backswing, and then as you swing through, lift your right heel, and getting that body to do that full turn. So I would agree a lot with what Clayton was saying, but I taught more juniors. When I was in Chicago, I taught a lot more people that were in the game where it was just fine-tuning their little swings. But people getting into the sport, it's just that synchronization of how the swing works. It's hard. I mean, it sounds simple. I'll just swing back and swing through. No, it's all a lot of timing aspect to it. So
yep. But I feel like you guys both just described Bobby's swing.
It is Bobby's swing. It's 100% Bobby's swing, right. and Bobby could benefit a lot from seeing his swing a lot more and then feeling where he's not in sync.
And a lesson with general manager and head golf professional.
Yes, Clayton.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, going off that, I mean, with juniors, the toughest thing with juniors is getting them to follow through and finish tall on their left leg.
Yeah.
Right? Just because a lot of them are still playing they're still multi-sport athletes at that point. So they're playing baseball, they're doing all sorts of things, and in baseball they're trying to hit that home run, right?
Yeah.
The home run is what everyone's after in baseball. So when you're doing that and you're leaning towards that back leg and you're trying to elevate, it's not going to work out too good, especially for juniors, right? Leaving the club face wide open, then you got a big slice, that club coming over the top. So
learning so much right now.
Yeah. Getting over there nice and tall on your left leg.
Personally attacked.
Why? Because he's saying be tall?
Yeah.
And you can't be tall?
Well, yeah. No. It's funny you say that. I'm obviously not a golf professional. I've had my fair share of lessons. I've watched a lot of playing lessons with the pros.
You're very knowledgeable in the swing. You're selling yourself a little short there.
Right. But
he's lying to you guys.
I can tell you I've told many, many friends, quit pulling the ball to left field, try to hit it to right field. Mm-hmm. And when they do that, they start bombing it right down the middle.
Yeah.
It's easily one of the, you're right. It's something that I see consistently with guys just trying to kill it.
Yeah.
They'll come over the top. And, yeah. I'll call that, shout out to Keegan. We'll give that the Keegan swing.
Yep.
This young man, he's your wife's cousin. Is that correct, Clayton?
That's right. Yep.
And he's part of the staff in the clubhouse. I watched him stand on the 16th tee. It runs parallel to the 10th hole.
Yeah.
And he aimed at the 10th tee box and hit his drive right into the middle of 16, which I'm not kidding you, is like a 40-foot slice. And that was the shot that he
40
planned.
foot or 40 yards?
Sorry,
okay,
40-yard slice.
Yeah.
It was one of the most impressive shots I've seen that was not hit by Bubba Watson.
Yep. And that's one thing I've been working on him with the most is trying to get to that left leg and then fix that swing path, right?
Yeah.
He like you said, he goes towards left field a lot, so we're trying to get him to swing towards right center field. One thing you do when you do that is, if you're swinging towards left field, you're kind of hitting that ball with a glancing blow. If you imagine a punching bag, right? You're just kind of hitting the side of that punching bag, and you're not going to move that bag very much. But if we can start swinging towards right center field, we're going to start hitting through that bag.
Hitting the inside of the ball.
Yeah, exactly. And you're hitting that ball with more power there, so.
Yeah, and that's what I tell my son, hit that inside corner of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that I personally see, and I'm sure you guys might agree with this, is alignment.
100%.
You see everybody, and I'm guilty of it as well, they set up closed, right? And you can't turn through it if you're set up closed.
I would add on to that is they are just overthinking it.
Yeah.
Like 100, there's nothing more frustrating than when you're watching somebody get into the game and no joke takes them a minute to hit the ball because they're now it's understandable. They're going through their mental checklist and like, okay, my feet are shoulder width apart. I'm hinging at my hips. My arms are straight. And that's where I think, as golf professionals, we could probably improve it. Just hit the ball. Like focus on the fundamentals when you're practicing, but just get up there and go.
Yeah. I've got a friend that takes his club and he'll do shoulders and hips before he gets down to the ball. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm making sure I'm lined up. Like, okay.
Does he play with us?
No.
Oh, okay.
You've not played with him yet.
Okay. All right.
Maybe one day.
I feel like I've seen somebody do that in our group, so I was like, "Oh,
you may have.
Okay,
I don't know."
right.
But yeah, I'm like, if that works for you, go for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Hey, everyone has their own way.
yeah.
The grip, the alignment, and the stance are the most important thing. That's the foundation, and then you can fix it from there.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
So kind of leading on from that, in your opinion, what's the easiest way for you to lower your score if you're starting out, or even if you're a more seasoned golfer? What's the easiest way for you to lower your score?
I think you got to start around the green, chipping and putting. Short game is going to help you out a ton. All right, you can get a little squirrely, with the driver here and there, or with the irons here and there. But if you're missing the greens and you can get up and down with the wedge, you're going to be in great shape. And I think if you have a sharp short game, that's where you see the score drastically improve.
Yeah.
Especially as when you get around the greens and you're on the golf course playing for a score, now you're going to have, some less pressure on yourself because you can do it, right? You put in the time practicing. So I would say start around the green, chipping and putting. You're going to see a big improvement there. A lot of people just want to get to the range and pull out driver, right? You can hit the fairways.
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
But,
yeah.
But if you're missing the greens and you can't get up and down, you're not going to improve those scores.
It's such an undervalued aspect of the game, specifically when you're getting into it for the first time. Of go putt, go chip, go. I mean, chipping maybe more than anything.
Absolutely.
Because they're not going to hit. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but you're not going to hit greens. You're not at that caliber of play yet. And you eventually will, but there's nothing more valuable than being able to save par, save bogey, or save a double, and be real with yourself. I think I've talked about this with Zen Golf. I've mentioned it in the last 17 episodes, but play to your level of game. Don't have these expectations that you're going to shoot par when it's the number one handicap hole and you're a 30 handicap.
Yep.
Be happy with your triple bogey and be like, all right, I made par for myself right there, or be happy with your double. So. But Clayton can't be more right on go practice your chipping, your short game. Get out there, and yes, it's boring, but it pays off. Having a good, having a perfect putting stroke like myself, I never make
it really
higher
is.
than a par ever.
I'm gonna release just the video of your putting stroke.
Exactly. Yeah, it's with lines on it.
Yeah,
he never moves.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's mesmerizing.
It's boring.
Actually.
It's just basic Billy.
Yeah,
that's what he does.
It's like a clock ticking. You're like a grandfather clock.
Well, and even if you watch like the Ryder Cup this weekend, if you're playing match play, it's demoralizing to an opponent to watch you get up and down from anywhere.
Yeah, nothing's more frustrating.
And so you'll see that this weekend during the Ryder Cup during match play. If there's a guy getting up and down and he's making putts, if he's got a good short game that day, most likely he's going to win that match because that other person is just going to be grinding, hoping that this guy can't get up and down one time, and it's not going to happen. Right?
Ben Hogan, being one of the best ball strikers of all time, he just said he never wanted to putt because he found it so frustrating. So, I mean, that's why, because he wasn't good at putting.
Right.
So
and that's the thing. If you chip it close enough, you don't have to
You don't have to putt, but chip
Yeah.
it. But I will say this, once there is a point in time where you need to focus on hitting more greens. Once you get to the point where you have become a better golfer, you're elevating the ball, you're hitting longer shots, you need to get to the point where you're trying to make sure that you're hitting greens because you shouldn't be chipping that much in the first place once you're to a certain level.
I think you just kind of work your way backwards from the green, right?
Absolutely.
You get
start
good at
close.
putting, you start chipping, and then you get really good with your irons. But just like Clayton said, everybody wants to let the big dog eat.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of courses where you can hit an iron off the tee and still be fine. And that might help you enjoy your game.
Fly out here.
Yeah. Mothra. It's Mothra. So
are you okay, Clayton?
Yeah. That scared me right up on me.
But when I play the white tees out here instead of the blues, I rarely hit a driver.
Yeah, you don't need to.
And so, if you're playing the correct tees for your skill, just kind of work your way back until you start getting comfortable. And the driver's going to be the hardest club to hit,
Clayton's microphone just continues to get lower and lower. The table is leaning.
We're about to break the table. So
we'll have to wrap up this episode soon.
Yeah, no kidding. Exactly. No kidding. How are we doing on time anyway?
We're at 50 minutes right now.
50 minutes. All right. Well, I just got a couple more easy questions for you. So
back to the softballs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So what is Sycamore Ridge doing to help grow the game of golf?
I think we do a lot of good stuff with junior golfers. We have junior camps each summer this year we probably had, there was at least 90. There was probably 90 to 100 junior golfers out here in the 4 camps that we had. And so we do that. During the winter, we'll go and do snag golf in PE here at the local schools around Spring Hill and Olathe. And so I think for us, the big thing is not only just kind of donating some time with myself and Brad Volker, who's a local teacher, just to get out and try and get some of those junior golfers interested in the game.
Yeah.
We see a lot of kids that are, interested in playing basketball. When we ask them their favorite sports, their basketball's their favorite sport, or baseball's their favorite sport, or soccer's their favorite sport. So not necessarily, a lot of them haven't played golf, and maybe that's because their parents don't play golf or their grandparents don't play golf, but they kind of experience that for the first time in PE. They'll play snag, and then they'll go home and they'll mention it to their parents, right? We've had multiple kids go home and take the flyer that we take them for, that we give them for summer camps coming up. And then they'll show up at summer camp and their parents bring them, and that's their first taste of actual golf, right, outside of snag in school. So for us, snag is huge, just to kind of introduce the game to some golfers. And then summer camp, when we get them out here, is just a fun time. It's a ball for those kids.
Yeah, it's interesting to me because, there is a barrier to get into the game. The cost, the expense to be into it and play. So I think being out there and introducing it to them, at least it's implanting the idea that the sport is there and they can come play it. So I think that's amazing because we talked in the gatekeeping episode, we talked about the fact that people have to spend some money to get into the game, and it's intimidating to a certain degree of they don't know what to buy, or, they have to come out here and they have no idea where to go. They don't know what the driving range is. And I think it's great that you're really helping with that and getting into the schools, starting them young. I started with my grandparents. My grandparents got in, they retired, and they said, we're going to golf. So that meant I got golf clubs too.
Yeah.
So.
Nice. Yeah. And I will say 100%, the atmosphere when I come out here with my son, I'll come out here in the evenings and golf with him. I never get any pushback. It's always been very cool, very calm, no issues with it. And, we try to keep up pace play and things like that, but it's never been an issue out here. Brad Volker also does Junior League out here as well, right?
Pga Junior League. Yep, we do that each summer. And that's where, we have practices each week, but then you get to play matches against some of the local courses. So, Pga Junior League has been another huge thing that we do the last few years, where we've got our teams up, let's see, last year I want to say we had 2 teams here, and Brad also has 2 teams up at Shoal Creek. So we get plenty of participation, and it's fun for those kids to play in a team environment where they're kind of used to baseball, where they're on a team, right? This is kind of that Ryder Cup for junior golf. They're on a team, they're playing with another teammate out there on each hole, and then they get to play some courses from the local area.
Brad came on the show and did a good episode about that, all that, the junior aspects of things. Talked about Junior League, talked about all the aspects. So check that out if you're looking for ideas. We talked a ton about what's available in Kansas City. So really good episode there.
Yeah, and my son did the summer camps twice this summer, and he would answer that his favorite food item from the bunker is the cheeseburger.
There you go. Yep.
And I think the only reason he wanted to come out here was the cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, that's all he talked about for weeks.
That's awesome.
All right, so the last one, couple more, but the last super easy one. You got any specials in the clubhouse or anything you want to promote to anybody listening?
We're always running specials on hard goods. If you're looking for clubs, if you need to come out and get fit, if we have that club in the shop, we can always help you out there. And then if you meet certain purchase criteria, is buying a driver or a putter or a couple wedges, you can earn free golf. So if you're interested in looking at some hard goods and you want to come out and try some out or set up a fitting, we can always do that, and you can earn some free golf here to Sycamore Ridge, which isn't bad.
Yeah. Do you have a polo special going on right now?
We do,
too?
yeah. It's buy one polo, get one 50% off. We're typically running some footwear specials as well, and then as we get here to closer to Christmas, we'll have a big blowout sale as we get towards Christmas. So if you're in the Kansas City area, come check that out. That's always a great sale, and we always have some free chili.
Oh
yeah.
I'm not going to say anything. I was going to say something else, but couldn't formulate the sentence quick enough.
It stays warm in the clubhouse during
in many ways.
Excellent.
The air is thick.
Yeah. Last question for you, Clayton. What can we expect from Sycamore Ridge in 2022?
2022. I think from a little bit from talking to you guys, you can kind of attest that we're trying to up our social media game when it comes to Sycamore Ridge. So I think you can see, whole new layouts when we get to 2022. We're going to be trying our hardest to put out some awesome content, whether it's with you guys or just some stuff that we can do on our own here.
Nice.
So, social media is what we're trying to up. Also trying to run some, great events. I know this year we had some great participation. We sold out every event. We have a couple more coming up, one in October for the Trick or Treat 4-man scramble, and then we have the one in November around Thanksgiving. So always trying to think of new ideas for events, how to get more participation, and, just kind of giving the people what they want.
Got to give the people what they want.
Exactly, yeah.
OJ's. Love that song.
Yes, exactly. Oh, that's so good. That's awesome. I mean, it's really great to hear all the stuff that you're doing and trying to, grow the game, but then just what you're expecting to do next year. And we're really happy to be part of that and just hope to continue to grow the relationship, partnership, and be super fun together, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Guys, keep your eyes open on our channel on Sycamore Ridge. There's some fun stuff going to be coming.
Yeah, can we pimp some of that a little bit? Clayton's going to show us how to play some of the holes.
Yeah.
So we're going to be walking around with him, and we'll have some flyovers and whatnot, and then Clayton will give you the idea of how the best lines from the different tee boxes. So we'll be doing that. Hopefully, we'll be doing that here over the fall a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
we're going to have some fun. That way you guys can, on the YouTube channel, all you out there can, watch some good content while you might be stuck in the house during some snow. And some good stuff's coming up. We're excited for it on our end. So,
does Clayton know that you and I did a match already?
I don't know if he knows about
that. I saw a little bit from it.
Okay.
But, I haven't seen the full deal. I'll be watching that when it does.
We haven't. So I got my butt kicked. Yeah, I've tripled the first hole, tripled the second hole.
You kicked your own butt.
I did kick my own butt. I couldn't get it in play, man. It was like so we're doing the first match, and I just
all I did, I was 2 over on the 9.
Dave just showed up and he won.
just showed up and hit the ball in play. Yeah, that's all it was.
Yeah,
it's a different game when that light comes on the camera.
Oh yeah, right. Different. Yeah, so for me at least, apparently. That was fun though. I think you won 5 up. Is that what we ultimately?
Yeah, it was 5 and 4.
Murdered me.
It was not.
It's like a all black putter. Just murdered me.
We got some work to do.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to need some lessons, Clayton. Well, all right. We're done here.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Done. Clayton,
Clayton.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for the hospitality
out
here.
Podcast. Always listening. You guys are doing a great job, so keep it up.
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying to work on our sexy voices. Sexy. Yeah.
I don't have that Barry White.
Yeah. I don't either.
I can't.
Just learn to talk through my throat a little bit. I don't know. Well, all right, listeners, thank you. Come out to Sycamore Ridge, get out here and play. They're going to be doing some exciting things. Get the course, revamp it a little bit, flatten out those tee boxes, and there's some upcoming sales that you got to be a part of. They got some good, Clayton does a great job of putting merchandise together. I was just asking him before we recorded of when are we getting some of that other stuff in that I like, and he said it's coming.
Yep.
So
be here soon.
Good. But thanks. Subscribe to the channel, and subscribe on the podcast. Go check out. We have tons of new videos out there, including some product reviews, and we got some new videos coming out here shortly, including some indoor putting mat reviews that'll be dropping here shortly. To really help you understand which ones you need to be buying to stay physically fit with your golf game over the winter here.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.